People talk about optimism as being a really Pollyanna kind of thinking. Research by Martin Seligman and others have found that optimism is not Pollyanna thinking. It's a track record of overcoming obstacles. That's why difficult times are not a problem. The more difficult times that people have, the more likely it is they gain a sense of resolve and perspective that lets them know, in spite of the times we're in, we're going to do a very significant job in enabling our organizations to deal with the kind of challenges and information problems that face them. My son came to me at 16. You see, I think we make our things too easy for our children. How many of you agree? The world is a challenging place. And the problem is our kids get to live in our homes. They get to go on our vacations, and they haven't earned a one of them. My son came to me at 16, and he said, "Are you going to buy me a car?" And I was ready for it because I'd seen him looking at the magazines, and I knew he'd spent all his money. So I said to him, "No, I'm not going to give you a car." He said, "Well, everybody gets a car." And I said, "I don't think that's true." And even if it were true, it'll be everybody minus one. You will be the only one without a car. You will be a leader. In fact, think it through. You could be the designated rider. Everybody else have a car. You'll be the only one that they can go with. It'll be exciting. They'll want to have you. He looked at me like, "How did I get you?" Then he says, "My birthday's coming up. Will you give me anything towards my car?" I used a great line through Bill Cosby. How to save this one. "I'll match what your friends will give you." He said, "That won't be much." I said, "I know. I think it's within my budget." I then said, "I only know 4 ways that are legal to earn money. Number 1, become an entrepreneur, start a company." He said, "I can't do that. I'm 16. I said, "There's 16-year-olds that have started companies. This is what the American dream is all about. If you don't want to do that, in fact, if you did do that, I'd love it. I'd work for you. I'd motivate you for money." He said, "I wouldn't pay you." Then I said, "You can be an inventor. You can create something. You create something that somebody needs that fills the void, whether that's software or hardware, whatever it is that you do. Artists, authors, they all create something. And they'll pay you for what you create if it meets a need. And if you're not into that, get into sales. Sales allows you to create the relationships, come across with value, and increase the likelihood that somebody's going to buy. You can make money on commission. And if not, then I suggest you find the gift God's given you and find a way to make money with it. And then make sure one other thing. No matter how much money you make, save some of it. Because you have spent every dime you've ever made. You invested in the wrong CDs. Out of disappointment comes tremendous desire and focus. You see, about 3 months later, he said, "I know what I'm going to do to make my money. I'm going to write a book." I looked at him and I said, "It'd be nice if you'd start with the term paper." He said, "Well, no, I'm going to write a book. You've written books." I said, "What's the book going to be?" "Favorite family lectures." "You've given me so many lectures and some of them are funny and I don't think parents know what to say to their kids. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to interview all the kids at school. Find out what the best lectures is. I'll number them, and that way parents won't have to say them because they're so busy. They'll just give it and go read it 42. The kids can do it in their rooms. They'll be happy." And I said, "That'll probably sell."